Hello, welcome to Tim's Tiny Arcade, and today we are back on the Atari 50th anniversary. And today we're going to kind of cover this topic because I've been playing this Atari 50th anniversary, and they have a section here called From Arcade to Home. And I want to let you guys watch this video that was on here. We'll watch it together, and then we'll play a couple of games maybe of the games that are talked about in this video. Because Atari, that was their deal. They tried to bring a lot of arcade ports and port them onto the Atari 2600 back in the day. I mean, you had Centipede and Millipede, Space Invaders. I mean, they made some great games with the technology that they had on, the limited technology they had on the Atari 2600. But let's sit back, let's watch this video, and then we're going to play a couple games that they talk about in this video.
The entire reason that Atari created the Atari 2600 home console was to put their arcade hits into the home. If we can sell home versions of our arcade hit games into the home, we can sell millions of them instead of just take quarters from the thousands of people who go to arcades. And so the hardware was designed to make it possible to play Tank and Pong. That's about all that they did in the hardware.
So the distinction is this. Coin-Op gets to use more expensive hardware. They get to use tons and tons of hardware, and they get to refresh their hardware all the time.
I had played an Outlaw-like game in the arcade, I think it was Midway, and I was just told to make a game, so I said, well, here's an idea, two guys shooting at each other. So I made that game. My goal is to try to make it like the arcade game. So I can look at the arcade game and say, this is what it has to do. There really wasn't any need for me to have communication with the arcade guys. I'm particularly proud of the Atari 2600 Canyon Bomber because it also has the Atari arcade game Depth Charge in it. So it turns out that in a 2KB Atari 2600 cartridge, I simulated both Canyon Bomber and Depth Charge, which were probably $3,000 arcade game hardware.
When I was young, when I was little, I remember there was this drugstore, and in their comic book rack they had these abridged versions of great literature. You'd read it, and it was the whole story of Treasure Island. War and Peace, a comic book. But that whole notion of an abridged version, that is what was going to happen.
When I did Donkey Kong, I had, not surprisingly, absolutely no contact with Nintendo. Coleco was able to get me a machine. So I had a machine that I could play and look at, and I had already played the game. And like David said, with Canyon Bomber, the game is the spec. Frankly, the hardware is so different in its capabilities that I can't think of any value I would have had getting in touch with anybody at Nintendo. It's like talking to the guy who created the Porsche Carrera about making a bicycle. I mean, it's like, there's not a lot there. Not a lot you're going to tell me. Here's this masterpiece, and do it on this toaster, and I was young enough and stupid enough to not be intimidated. And I wasn't because I was just a kid. I was like, no big deal.
All right, so I love that video that they talk about, comparing the Atari 2600 to a toaster, all the hardware they had, and there's so many great games. So we're going to take a look at, we can take a look at Outlaw and Canyon Bomber because that's some of the games they talked about there. And I owned both these games as a kid. I played a lot of Canyon Bomber, more than probably Outlaw. But let's go ahead and we're going to play a little bit of this. I'll show you this. Let's go ahead and hit play. So there's the box art on Canyon Bomber. I tell you what, Atari had, and Activision, all the games on Atari, had some of the best box art back in the day. So game variations. Let's take a look at a one-player game. Kind kind of neat that they have it set up so you can just jump into a one-player game. Suspended bricks is pretty tough. We'll do the one with falling and limited bombs one-player game. Let's just jump into that one. So I'm the yellow one. All you had to do is hit your A button. Your plane or whatever would change speeds. I always like playing this game two-player more than I did one-player because I felt like that computer was always better than me. Always really accurate. It was tough to beat the computer. So as you can see, the object is just try to get all the blocks, and the mode I chose was falling blocks. So if you hit some, they will fall. I believe they're worth different point values. I'm getting absolutely destroyed by the computer. But this game played just like the arcade. Get those two. Ah, I thought I had them both. You could reshoot. If you had a shot in the air, you could re-hit your button and reshoot it. I got that one. Ah. And that's game. I ended up losing 395 to 293. That was a quick look at that one. Now, he also said that this game had two arcade games in it, Depth Charge. So let me back out of this. And let me go ahead and there we go. Let me quit game so I can pull up that select game variation here. So right here, is this it here? Yeah, that would be it right there. So one player C bomber, unlimited bombs. So you had a two-player game. This game had 8 game variations in it. So let me show you the one he called Depth Charge. Now, I didn't play this one as much. I played a little bit before the video, and it is tough. It's very well done, though. So you have to time it, move that line to where you needed to. I don't know if I can get that guy. I might be able to get this guy if I drop one. Yes, I got him. Now this game may go to 1,000 if I remember. 1,000 points. Ah, shoot, I need to move that up. A little more strategy. Well, I mean, not more strategy, but maybe a little bit more strategy in this one. Moving that line. I don't think I'm going to get that guy. You need a little luck too if ships coming your way, or I can get this guy here. Maybe him. But like you said, the amount of memory they had in this, oh shoot. To make these games is pretty impressive that they got these games in one cartridge back in the day. Let's see if I can get this guy. Yeah, I got him. Actually beating the computer temporarily. Don't know if I'll be able to hold on, but I missed him. This is another one you could, if you wanted to reshoot your rocket, you could, or your bomb, drop it. Now, you don't get very many points for these ones up close, but I'll take anything I can get right now. Oh, shoot. Maybe get him. Nice. But yeah, you can play this two-player. These games are a lot of fun. I mean, I remember playing a ton of Air Sea Battle, Canyon Bomber. These games were really fun. Now, Air Sea Battle was not an arcade port, but it was another game by Atari that was fairly similar to this in its own way. And I remember playing a lot of that also. Ah, shoot, I was going to get that one. I need one come to me right now. I might be able to get this guy. I don't know. Now he's just too slow. Shoot, there was the ship I needed right there. And you might get a lot of points. Let's see how many points I get if I get that guy. I think I got like 60 points on him. So if you can get those ones on the bottom, they're worth a lot of points. Oh, shoot. I got him. I might be able to get this guy. All right, we're almost there. Ooh, I got that guy. I think 250. That was a terrible shot. Computer's coming back on me. Oh. He's got 800 now. Might be able to get that guy. We got a close game here. I'm going to drop one to the bottom and see if I can get one. Nope. You really have to time it. See if I can get this guy. Ah, he ended up getting me. But so anyway, that was a close one. Now it's a lot of fun, especially if you got another player. It's always more fun if you had someone else to play with. Let's quit this one, and I'll show you a little bit of Canyon, or not Canyon Bomber, but Outlaw. Now the thing is with Outlaw, let's go ahead and we'll select it. There's the box art on that one. Kind of looks like Clint Eastwood to me. So we'll hit play. Let's look at hit Y. We can look at the game variations. So these were all 2 players, which I'd love to show you, but I don't have someone to do that with. The 1-player games in this were shooting the targets. I remember playing the Stagecoach one, the moving one. Let's go ahead and we'll try this one, just so I can show you a little bit of Outlaw. So you could shoot through it. So it must be a timer of how many, I can't remember. Dang. Move up a little bit. Boy, I tell you, this is tough. There we go. So I got a timer. I bet it's like a minute or something. I'd like to be able to at least try to get 10. Oh, that was a bad shot. Oh, thought I had that one. There we go. I don't know how long that timer goes for. We're assuming a minute. I'd like to get 10 if it is. Oh, maybe it's going to go to 100. Now you can shoot through this Stagecoach if you'd like. Oh, okay. So the object is how fast can you get 10 hits on that target, and it took me 68 seconds. So that's, I see. Anyway, I didn't really play that game mode much. I remember playing against my brother in this one where we would go 2-player and shoot at each other. But yeah, I mean, what a fun game. Love what those guys had to say in the video at the beginning, talking about arcade games at home. Guys, what are some of the arcade games that you loved that were in the arcade but you actually played on the Atari 2600? Let me know in the comments some of your favorites. But anyway, guys, I want to thank you for watching today's video. Please like and subscribe. Until next time, guys, keep on gaming.